All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this wonderful interview with this wonderful guy. Wonderful guy, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself?
Hey, I'm RDVvsTheWorld. Also, my name's Ronald. Whichever one you prefer. One of them, is a bit easier than the other one.
So, how are you enjoying the event so far?
It's been great. It's been making me feel pretty nostalgic. A lot of great runs, a lot of good memories to be shared. Yeah, it's been really good. Definitely different from usual marathons. Where everything has to be like usually a bit more professional and serious, and here there's some room for jokes and just. So it's just been fun reminiscing. The event's been great. Uh, been enjoying Lustrum.
Yeah, I feel the same way. I've been enjoying the Lustrum as well, as far as I've been able to watch it. Sleep schedules don't exist always.
I feel you on that one.
So, what BSG was your first BSG?
Ooh, that's a tough one. I remember that it was in a December. Um, I think it was VSG 11 or 12. Where I ran Mario versus Donkey Kong. It was one of those two. It was during a December. I know that for sure. And that was a lot of fun. I didn't know anyone really beforehand. It was really scary. I just decided to take a chance and just do something different. Beforehand, I think I'd met Recolt briefly, but we hadn't really spoken much yet at that point. So for me, it was pretty much just I was going to meet up with strangers, which ended up being a lot of fun and you know, ended up becoming one of my favorite communities, if not my absolute favorite community to be a part of. So, it was a good choice on my part.
All right, all right. And how did your last run go? You ran Yoshi Story?
Um, yeah, I did Yoshi Story yesterday for BSG Lustrum. I got a 12:24-ish, I think, which isn't my best, but it was good. Nonetheless, it was a lot of fun, which is the most important part. Way underestimate. Uh, didn't really play the game much before. I basically practiced and de-risked the game specifically for this event because I've basically moved on a little bit from that game. But it's always fun to show off. It's been good to come back to it. Brings back good memories of back when I'd like grinded for really good times. I definitely lost the level of skill I had back then, but won't be too hard to regain it. I feel I might try and go for another PB soon.
All right, I'm already looking forward for that. How long have you been running that game for?
Yoshi's Story specifically, or just like in general?
First Yoshi Story, then in general.
Okay. Yoshi's Story, I think I learned it for a 12-hour challenge a couple months before the annual 2017 submissions closed. Because I remember that on the during annual 2017, that was the first time I'd ever done Yoshi's Story at a marathon, I'm pretty sure. Uh, what was fun about that run is that Recolt reset the console for me whenever I needed to. In between, after the results screen for each level, you can reset the console to save time on not having to watch cutscenes because it saves you completed the level, so you can just immediately enter the next one upon resetting the console and loading back into the game. And Recolt did the resetting for me. That was a nice co-op run. I think I started speedrunning late 2016-ish. Just like a lot of people, I started out with Mario 64 because it's just a childhood favorite. It's always really fun to watch. I think that really helps that game because it doesn't really matter who's watching. I feel like Mario 64 is always kind of a good time to watch because of just the movement and stuff. Uh, yeah, I think late 2016-ish. I'm not quite sure. I think actually it might have been July, maybe July 2016. Anyway, it was that year sometime. Anyway.
Yeah, I feel you on that with Super Mario 64. Indeed, a lot of people start out on that game just because it's an amazing game. It's a fun game.
Mario is always a good time.
Yeah. Let's see, where was I on my cheat sheet?
Nice.
Yeah, what made you start running Yoshi Story?
I guess I briefly mentioned it real quick. I did it for a 12-hour challenge. Yoshi Story has always been a childhood favorite of mine because I have fond memories of playing it on my N64 back in the day. Uh, I started out running Yoshi's Island DS and figured, I enjoy this game. Maybe I should give Yoshi Story a chance. And I did. And I ended up becoming a lot better at Yoshi Story than I was at any other game at that point. I grew very quickly with that game. And it's been a lot of fun. Yeah, I pretty much just learned it for a 12-hour challenge. I've also, some people that know me might know that I tried to learn the full Yoshi stories at one point because I really liked the idea of doing just a massive run of all of them back to back. So it was kind of part of that project as well. Unfortunately, that project kind of fell through. I might eventually come back for it for the for like just the Yoshi's Island trilogy because I do really enjoy those games. But yeah, that's basically how I got started with Yoshi Story. Just did it for a 12-hour challenge, ended up liking the game, came back multiple times, and just crushed my times.
All right. And what games are you working on right now? What games are you learning?
Right now, I'm working on Pikmin 3 Deluxe. I ran it at last ESA Winter. It's a really fun game. I've always really liked Pikmin, and I've always said if I wasn't speedrunning Yoshi, I would either do Pikmin or like the Donkey Kong Country games because I really enjoy those. Specifically Pikmin, I'm a big fan of. However, those games are very, very different from what I'm used to because they're not platformers. Well, I guess technically one of them is if you kind of count a Pikmin kind of a platformer, but that's not the good one that people would always talk about. Yeah, Pikmin 2 is probably one of my favorite games of all time, if not my favorite. So, but it's so hard to get into. It was really hard for me to get into the Pikmin games. And recently, with the release of Pikmin 3 Deluxe, there were some quality of life improvements that really improved me. That really improved the game for me. Improved my mindset, I should say. Um, just because I've been learning so many different events over the years, my mindset to learn Pikmin 3 was also a lot better than it first initially was because I learned Pikmin 3. I think I tried to learn it almost 4 years ago, but then with the deluxe version, I gave it another shot and really loved it. For games I'm working on, I'm looking into Pikmin 2 right now because Pikmin 3 finally worked out and was a lot of fun, and I have a really good time in that right now. A time that I legitimately think is like not bad at all, which I feel like saying a lot from a speedrunner because
A speedrunner being
very
satisfied with his
critical.
own time.
Well, satisfied, it's a different word. I would just say I don't think it's horrible. So, yeah.
I call that satisfied enough.
So, yeah, probably Pikmin 2 sometime soon.
All right. So, what do you do within BSG? You know?
Speedrun. I mostly just do, I submit runs a lot. If I'm learning something new, I usually love to show it off at a BSG. Especially when they used to be monthly, I would try and figure out if I could figure out something I could submit every month. It's a bit hard because learning a new run every month is difficult, and there's also just games that I wanted to focus on. So I guess that was one improvement. One day, turned bi-monthly. I have more time to prepare different things, or just keep submitting Yoshi's Story because that game's just really fun, and it's been shown many different times at PSG. It's just a short and sweet run. I don't know. I get why. And it's a fun game.
All right. So, you also volunteer within BSG?
Yeah, I've done hosting a couple times.
What made you do that?
I just wanted to try it out, help out, specifically with the annuals. That was because all the help. You kind of want all the help you can get with events like that. They're quite ambitious, and we don't really have that many people. So any help you can get, I feel like is very welcomed. And I was like, let's just try it out. Yeah, haven't done it in a good while, but maybe sometime.
All right. So, the big question: your number one favorite BSG memory. That's all the way up there. That's your favorite anecdote, the one you always recall at birthdays.
Oh, my favorite. That's a really difficult question. I can't lie. I think one of my favorite moments. I'm just gonna name a couple because I don't think I can pick one. There's just a couple that really stand out to me. Running snipper clips at Recalled for the first time was definitely really, really fun. We met up, we played the game, and we were like, this could be a really fun co-op run. We submitted to the first BSG we could. We played it there. It was a lot of fun. We had great synergy during the commentary. People loved watching it. And that's always just kind of a good feeling, just having fun what you're doing, and then also people around you find what you're doing fun to watch. I feel like it's just really fun. Yeah, snipper clips is just always a good time. One moment that was just the entirety of the Yoshi's Woolly World run I did with Nick underscore for BSG Annual 2018 was an adventure. I don't think I could forget that run for not so fond for not so fun memories, but instead, yeah, Recall and I have better synergy. Yeah, I think those two are just primarily the things I would think of.
So for BSG in-person events, what's your go-to meal? Your favorite BSG food?
Anyone that knows me knows the answer to this question, man. It's just like, it's just a tradition now that every time I go to a BSG, it's just, we always have like a McDonald's date. Just me and my buddies, you know, going to the McDonald's. My favorite meal, Big Mac menu, some chicken nuggets. Cheeseburgers are good too. I'm not the most healthy of people, but it's always just a good time. You know?
Yeah, you don't go to BSG so to be healthy.
People. No, you don't. You absolutely don't. You go to BSG to have fun, and yeah, that's
all right.
You go to BSG to have fun.
What makes BSG special to you?
Definitely the people. I think we've got a like, if BSG was a show, I feel like we have a very unique cast of people, which I think is just really enjoying. Everyone's very different, but we all fit in with each other quite well. And it feels like one family that's very accepting of each other. And I think that's really neat, you know, coming together for a reason, you know, coming together because you enjoy a certain hobby. It's just really fun, and it's just a fun environment. It's just everyone has something unique to bring to the table, and I enjoy that. It's a very friendly community too, which, you know, I think maybe our size helps, but it's just, I feel like we just have a really strong foundation of people. So it's just I just go for the people, basically. If I quit speedrunning, then I would still absolutely just come to every BSG I could, just because I love hanging out with the people. So
yeah, I feel you on that one. Indeed, there's a very strong foundation of many different people, and indeed everyone has something to bring to the table. Let me see, where was I? I'm a mess right now. All right, this may be a bit of a weird question, but I'm gonna ask it anyway.
Okay, here we go.
What's your biggest dream or wish regarding BSG?
Yeah, that is kind of a weird question. Do you mean like where I'd like to see BSG in like a set amount of years, or what I would like to achieve within BSG? Like, you got to be a little bit more specific there, I think.
First, what you want to achieve, and then what you want the entirety of BSG in, let's say, 5 years.
Okay. Really, I feel like I've already achieved what I want to achieve within BSG. I think people just generally like me, which I feel is you know, that's probably you know, pretty important to me. If I have, you know, I think I have interesting runs to bring to the table. I'm just gonna keep doing that, and I definitely would love to see BSG succeed a bit more, because I feel like what's different about this marathon in comparison to the others is, again, BSG feels like one giant family, and I feel like that could, you know, that could be a bit of its like selling point, you could call it. That's just yeah. I'd like to see BSG grow a bit bigger, you know, get a bit more out there, be a bit more known. That would be cool. Not lose the family atmosphere, of course, because that's, again, what most people, I think, would enjoy about it. Yeah, just bigger and better, I feel like, would be my answer, is where I'd like to see BSG in that time span. I definitely would love to see it continue in that time span. especially with the pandemic hitting, marathons left and right financially. I feel I definitely hope that once all of this settles, and the fact that we can still do these online events is really neat. But I hope when everything settles, it's not going to be too difficult to get stuff going again. I just love BSG to continue existing. I feel like is what my answer would be.
All right, that's a good answer. That's a very good answer. Well, that's all the question I've got for you. Do you have anything you want to say to the world? Now you've got the time.
To the world, just keep doing what you're doing. Have fun. We've been the past year, and probably the next upcoming years is going to be rough for a lot of people. Just try to make it as fun as possible without doing any things that are a bit too risky. Just talk to people. The internet hasn't been more active than now, I feel. Definitely make use of the internet activity. Do some, just try and sit through it. It's gonna all eventually become. Eventually it will all become fine again. Is what we're hoping anyway. And if you don't have that mindset, then it's gonna be really rough. So yeah, definitely look out for yourself. Look out for your friends. Look out for people you care about. Just try and make it. We're in a horrible time. Try and make it as fun as possible. Is I feel like what I would like to say to the world. Hang in there.
Right, that's a very beautiful message you're sharing here. So, where can people find you if they want to see more of what you have to offer them?
Ooh, what I have to offer. Okay, so twitch.tv/RDVvsTheWorld currently. I've been considering a name change, so maybe not for long. Yeah, that's where you can find me. I'll be playing a lot more Pikmin 3 Deluxe in the coming days because I haven't gotten my goal yet, and I definitely want to get my goal. Haven't decided on Yoshis Story yet, but having done the run for Lustrum has definitely given me some extra motivation to potentially return to the game and get a better time. Yeah, also check out Recolt because he is the backbone of BSG. He is very helpful. He's a very good friend. Honestly, just go follow Recolt instead. Twitch.tv/Recolt. Good streamer, good friend, and BSG wouldn't be the same without him. Definitely, that's probably my strongest opinion about BSG.
All right, well, that's all I've got to offer for you guys. Thank you everyone for sitting here. Thank you for Ronald or RDVvsTheWorld for being here, for answering my questions, and
I would say
let's go on with the marathon. Let's go get some Solar Jetman.
Let's get it. Have fun with the rest of the marathon, guys.
Yeah, I'll be there as host.